I'm Chris. This is my brother Harry. And yeah, we just decided we both love whiskey. We drink together almost every weekend. He's a Scotch guy. I'm a bourbon guy and rye guy, as you can see. As you can see by what's in front of us. So let's just videotape us drinking.
Yeah. So the point here is I'm trying to find him some scotches that he'll like, that can not convert fully a bourbon drink. That's not the goal here. But wow, I'm a bourbon enjoyer, and I like that Isla. But you know, obviously we don't have an Isla here. We got a Speyside. And the reason why I have this guy here is because this is the first Scotch I introduced to him that actually got him into Scotch.
The first one I actually didn't think disgusting.
Yeah.
Finally, this, I remember that night too.
Yeah.
Took a sip and I was surprised, and by the time it was down, the finish ended, it was good. I had a good time.
And I went like this. We're not experts by any means. I just really enjoy Scotch, and I'm like, wow, I'm ready to videotape us enjoying it now and learning this together. You can help us learn.
Right.
And it's like, I think I'm ready to embarrass myself in front of the camera now.
Me too.
So if I get some notes here that you know, and you're like, well, what is he talking about? That's not what's in there. Throw that in the comments.
Let us know.
Put me on full blast. I'm all good with that.
We're not pros and we're not pretending to be. We're just two brothers who have a good time drinking whiskey, and yeah, we're just exploring. Let us know. Give us some tips and grow with us. So what do we got here? What's in front of us?
So what's in front of us here is my Aberlour 12-year Scotch. And what do you have over here?
Classic Woodford Reserve, something you can find in any liquor store. It's gonna be on the shelf, guaranteed.
Yeah, that's what we wanted to do. We want to put on the table some reliable whiskeys here. Aberlour is very reliable. I find it everywhere, at least. It's pretty good pricing too. I got my bottle for $46. And what do you got?
I mean, this is obviously the 1.75, which I think is around 60 to 70 bucks. I think I picked this one up in Oregon. We're in the Northwest. But the smaller bottles, the 750 milliliters, it's like a $40 bottle, $35 bottle. Good pricing.
Yeah.
Really good.
Yeah, cool. So we wanted to get something completely different here. This is a Speyside, 40 ABV, and what's that one?
45.
45. Oh, okay. Not too far off.
Pretty close.
So yeah, it's going to be different though. That's the point of, Scotch and bourbon. He's been getting me into bourbon lately, so I don't remember anything about Woodford
Today, Junior!
Reserve. I'll get there one day. I don't really know much about it. I think I've only had it like once or twice in the past. We're going to start with the Ab.
Sounds good.
And I didn't roll it for you yet, so sorry. You have to put a little extra work in here.
They've been sitting for about 15 minutes,
Yeah.
so I think they're both ready. Yeah, it's that classic malt.
A classic sherry cask you get there.
It's so good. I'm always hesitant because of the malt.
Yeah.
Single malts, it's just different enough. I'm not used to it yet.
Yeah, I mean, double cask matured. Yeah, man, I mean, it says it on the bottle, the right amount of fruit and spice. That's the sherry, the dry fruits. The darker fruits you get on the nose. That little bit of,
I love sherry finishes.
Yeah,
I really do.
Your thing with Scotch. Every time I put one of these in front of you, you're like,
that's it. That's the one. Yep. I'm ready to dig in.
I think.
I swear there's a little bit of chocolate there.
Oh yeah.
There's a little bit of chocolate.
Chocolate.
And I guess I just don't know, compared, how most Scotches feel with the mouthfeel, but I drink quite a bit of cask and barrel proof stuff. So I'm really viscous, almost like sometimes creamy in the stuff I drink.
Definitely.
So it's watery for me, but I don't know. It might be pretty viscous for a Scotch. I don't know.
Yeah, not to compare it to a bourbon.
That's the thing. Yeah, it's not apples to apples.
Yeah. Speaking of, man, now that you say apples, I'm getting a little bit of apple.
You're getting a little apple? That's delicious.
So that's with me, too. Scotches is, sure, it's low ABV, but it leaves room for everything else. And then you keep going in, and there's more later.
It's a classy drink. I'll give it that. Not my jam. Rarely I will ever pull the one Scotch I have off my shelf and drink it, but with him, I'll drink a lot of Scotch, and I mean, it's Scotch. It's sophisticated.
Yeah.
It's a fine dram.
Yeah. Yeah, my goal is to find some scotches because, you know, scotches could be more up there in pricing range.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's a little easier to get bourbons, good bourbons for cheaper.
$25. So that'll be a video.
So that's what I'm saying. So that's what my goal is here for you, for the audience. And if you have any suggestions, find a cheap scotch that's good, underrated maybe.
Right.
And that's my goal here too, is to, you know, not everyone can just go out and buy some really high Macallan 20-year or something crazy like that, 18-year. I mean, the 18-year Macallan's going to run up like $300 now.
Yeah.
I'm just not going to do that. So,
$300.
up at $380, something like that.
Oh my gosh. And like the Buffalo Trace craze that's going on right now, there's plenty of other options. Those underdogs are what really gets me excited about whiskey. Like those cheaper bottles that a lot of people pass over that are just fantastic.
Yeah. That's the Aberlour 12 for you. $46 is what I paid for it. You might see it on the shelf for 52, 55 now anywhere else, but Total Wine 46.
And for Scotch pricing, at least from what I've seen, that's pretty killer for beginner Scotch.
Definitely.
It got me into
him into Scotch.
Got me into Scotch.
Definitely good
I think it's fantastic, and I'm by no means consider myself a Scotch guy.
All right.
If you don't have it, probably pick it up. We got our Woodford Reserve. It's I wouldn't say classic. They're a relatively newer distillery. I think they opened up in the 90s, but Woodford's a part of a bigger operation. But it's good stuff. I haven't had this, to be honest, in probably about 5 years.
Oh, man.
But from what I remember, pretty robust for its ABV, palate-wise.
Oh, yeah. Hello, okay.
But on the nose, it's citrusy.
Oh, yeah.
You get a little bit of that brown sugar, very slight though. But yeah, just
Like
a
that,
lot of
that,
citrus.
A little bit of that bourbon vanilla.
A little bit of the oak, yeah, the
Mhm.
vanilla,
A little mapley.
the syrup.
Yeah. It's fun to tell, like, see the difference in color with Scotch and bourbons.
Right, and a lot of that is because bourbon can only be bourbon if it's a brand new barrel.
Yeah.
Whereas Scotch, I think, they can reuse barrels, which is why usually they're a lot older.
Mm-hmm.
But
That's a bourbon.
it's classic bourbon. It's Derby bourbon. Their whole thing is Derby horse racing.
Yeah. It's cool, man.
Gonna go in.
Yeah.
Just whiskey.
Yeah.
It's a little dry,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
but
the
doesn't
finish.
dry you out. Yeah, on the finish, but it's very sweet.
So what I get a lot with bourbon is it just like the roof. Boom. Whatever the main flavor of it is, it just sticks to the top of the roof of my mouth and it stays there. I really like that. This bourbon, I know nothing about Woodford Reserve. I don't have any recollection of the taste of it, but from what he's been giving me lately, it's I get that bourbony taste, the smell, and man, a classic bourbon vanilla that I get. That's one thing I always pick up is the vanilla and like the barrel, the oakiness of it, the maple.
Yeah, and I don't remember last time I've had this, how much barrel is in Woodford Reserve, which makes me think it's a little bit older, but I'm not quite sure. It's not very viscous as well. It's a little bit similar to how this mouthfeel is in the Aberlour,
Yeah,
which is good, but
that's what I was thinking too. Not very as viscousy or oily
right.
as usual, but yeah, it's good.
Mm.
Yeah, for an intro, man, I'm happy.
It's good stuff, you know. And like we said, where we're going with this, we're going to have some fun videos, some comparisons, some blinds. What we're working towards is showing each other bourbons and scotches that maybe the other likes. I also like rye quite a bit. He's also quite a fan of Irish whiskeys as well. And
Yeah, that's true. I'm learning a little bit more of Irish whiskeys, and I'll be bringing some of those to the table too, like those special event things. But yeah, my main thing is Scotch, bourbon, rye for him. There's a lot we have planned. So stick with us. Give us a chance. Hang out and enjoy the chaos. Most of it is off script. We have bullet points we try to follow, but we're brothers. We're not going to follow any rules usually. So yeah, but we're all honest here. That's the goal here. Is we're going to be very honest with our reviews.
Speyside.
Yeah.
But this is good.
It's yummy, man. For Woodford Reserve. I see it everywhere. I mean,
You can pick it up.
that seems reliable too. I see it everywhere. I don't know if there's different variations of it, but
It's not as robust as I remember, but that was probably early in my whiskey career.
it's enjoyable. I will never turn it down. Ever. It's very enjoyable. I'd like this bottle hanging around.
It's good to have,
Yeah.
and it's everywhere, like he said.
Yeah, to me, it's like a daily sipper for me.
Yeah.
I like it. It's good. What about you?
I mean, it's solid. It's cheap. Relatively cheap. I think there's quite a bit cheaper options that are better.
Okay.
But I'd say it does what it needs to do.
Mm-hmm.
Be a good bourbon, but it's nothing extraordinary.
Mm-hmm.
It's good.
Yeah, thank you for joining us. Thank you for being a part of this first video.
Yeah.
Our first go at YouTube. If you got any other different notes that you'd like to say from the Aberlour, if you've had it, or this Woodford Reserve here, let us know.
If we're out of our mind, tell us.
Yeah.
If we're right on the money, let us know. If you
That's-
appreciate what we're doing, drop a like, hit subscribe. Watch us grow.
Help us grow.
Help us grow. Like, I mean, obviously, we're not professionals. We're not using these crazy terms, but we're trying. And eventually get to the point where we can offer you guys some sweet barrel picks. I mean, that'd be really fun, I think.
Oh, yeah.
I've always wanted to hit Kentucky and do some tours and eventually maybe even get a barrel or two. So who knows?
Mm-hmm. Let's see what happens.
Well, this was a first run, a little intro, a quick little review of some easy to find whiskeys. Let us know how we did. Give us some pointers. I mean, that's it.
Yeah. Thank you, guys.
We'll be back again next week, and yeah, we appreciate all the support.
Brothers Barrel out.